alignment with what I'm trying to do with my purpose, and that it's sustainable. Because if you're on a nootropic regimen that is not sustainable, then it just goes to show that you're pretty much just being silly. You're not really thinking about the big picture here. If your cognitive abilities can go up in the short run, in my opinion, it's not worth it. Let me know what your thoughts are on that, but not for me anyway. Wonder if this chat box is working. Hey guys, what would you recommend for brain fog? That's so funny you say that, because I'm looking at this beautiful container right here for alpha GPC. Tell me more about your brain fog though. When do you experience it? Are you on any stimulants? Because if you are, then maybe it's brain fog, maybe it's just a crash. For those of you that drink coffee, just be aware of that. Like, this is a really good time, given that you're quarantined, just to take time like off of stimulants. Taking time off stimulants, it's good. You naturally just reset everything. You to some extent improve, like lower your tolerance, because with caffeine, that is a real thing. Like caffeine, people don't realize you get the tolerance. You need to ingest more for the same stimulation. And what so is with it, it's very powerful for the body composition effects. That's something which, that's one argument as to why you should be taking caffeine consistently. Like I find for me anyway, I was heavier. I was maybe 30 to 40 pounds heavier. And when I dropped this weight, it was a lot easier just taking caffeine to achieve the weight loss and then to be able to maintain that weight loss. Otherwise, what's so is when I get off of caffeine, I need to naturally just eat more voluminous foods. Otherwise, I'm just hungry, right? And yeah. Hey, Motassim, guys, let's get some comments here. There's 9 people here. And share this with anyone you know that may find it helpful. I'm on a mission to get to 3,000 subs. The more subs I get, the more energy I get, and the more committed I am to like really produce good content for you all. So guys, please share this. It helps the channel a lot. Hey Dia, what's going on? Dia Adine Baglid Ben Lag Lead is. I wonder if you're from somewhere in the Middle East. Farhad Rashid. Okay. I'm just gonna go answer Austin Smith's question first. You take Lexapro. Isn't that interesting? Well, the main question for you is, what was your brain fog like before, and what was your brain fog like afterwards? So did you start experiencing the brain fog after you started taking the Lexapro? Medication is strong stuff. Like this is why I really can't push nootropics, and I can't push medication to people here anyway. I will on the Patreon page if you follow me, because there we could talk one-on-one. But there's so many interactions people just don't know about. I was talking to somebody that is even taking some things for hair loss, and those were medication. And yeah, even if you're taking like medication for hair loss, you don't know how that's naturally just gonna change things overall with your general cognition and what interactions may occur. So because Lexapro is an antidepressant, I've talked about Wellbutrin in the past. That was for me. A lot of people don't know my story, in that I tried a lot of different antidepressants, and I was looking for something which did not have the side effects. That was how I discovered Wellbutrin, also known as bupropion, and I liked it a lot. I can't remember even the names of antidepressants I tried. Man, I tried so many antidepressants. I also tried mood stabilizers, and just all of them. I mean, if you're getting good results from Lexapro, then keep with it. Although it just naturally, you probably realize you're not going to be on it forever. So that's why I'm glad you're on this channel. This channel is a place in which you can educate yourself how to take nootropics in a fashion that would allow you to stop taking any medication that you don't need to take, especially if you're young, right? What's going on? Okay, Austin Smith, I hope that yeah, and yes, Motassim, I'm looking at your question. Have you tried SSRIs? Yes, I was on an antidepressant for quite a long period of time. I put on a lot of weight. Didn't like the side effects. I was just waiting. I remember like taking man, the worst thing about these SSRIs is that you're waiting for something to work. I mean, the doctors tell you, give it 2 or 3 weeks, and you're like, okay, is something happening today? Is something happening today? And before you know it, you just have this brain fog. You're gaining weight. You're experiencing the side effects, and that makes it more worse than the whole experience. The cons outweigh the pros. But I do feel that SSRIs, also known as antidepressants, they're talked down on too much. Like there's a lot of people just that talk smack about antidepressants, but what you don't know is that there's a lot of success stories, and people with those success stories about antidepressants, they're the ones not posting, right? So if there was more experiences out there about positive experience with antidepressants, then that would really just give us some good evidence that we can rationally make a decision based on. So if you had a good experience with an antidepressant, like talk about it, like make a YouTube video. I started this channel. Like, how did I start this channel? It just happened. It was such that I was, I was talking to people about nootropics, my friends, and eventually somebody says like, dude, you know so much about nootropics. You explain it clearly. Why don't you make a channel? So I would encourage you, go make a channel. Fathead 2000, hello here from midnight London. I'm going to assume that's London, England, because you're 5 hours ahead. You're 12:02 a.m. So thanks for popping on. I got a lot. I got this this whole pool of like this big audience from UK. I don't know how that happened, but it seems like you're the second or third most likely to watch my video. So I appreciate the support, and be sure to share this. My family's from England, so I was there last October, and yeah. So Fahed, I'm just gonna pop Brandon Fike. I'm on Prozac and it's FKS. What does FKS mean? Please educate me on the acronym. Maybe I'm a little bit behind. I'm assuming you're saying it's not that great, right? But Lexapro, yeah, I hear some good things about it. I hear some bad things about it. I wouldn't advise you to combine it with other things like modafinil and such. Prozac, yeah, some people experience good results from it. I tried Prozac. I did not personally like the side effects with it. And this is really just really fascinating. There's a lot of people that are on antidepressants that seems to tune into my channel. It's like there's an interesting combination between people on antidepressants or people that want to somehow improve their cognition and be more productive. Austin Smith, we're literally just watching that video on Wellbutrin. I hope that's helpful. If it is helpful and you want to learn more, man, I've shot so many videos on Wellbutrin just because I really like the stuff. I think I actually have it here. But yeah, but going back to that regarding your brain fog, buy some alpha GPC. It's very affordable. And you could also just make a lot of tweaks in your diet. First thing would be healthy fats. If you're somebody with mood issues, healthy fats are going to make a big change. Strategic use of caffeine. There's studies actually showing caffeine did prevent or did increase the or decrease the likelihood of somebody committing suicide or attempting to commit suicide. So for depressed people, depressed patients, definitely just find some strategic way to take caffeine. Different things work for different people. If it's coffee, then yeah, sure, coffee. I don't drink coffee because I enjoy having white teeth, and I got to be in a suit for most of the day, making presentations and talking to people face to face. But extended release caffeine, that's also working well for some people. Dosing it in smaller quantities throughout the course of the day is also working well for some people. It seems like no matter how much sleep or dieting I do, I have issues with brain fog and focus. Okay, what about nootropics, right? You haven't included nootropics in that comment over here. This is primarily a nootropics channel, so I've talked a lot about different things in terms of just to help you with your focus. Try the racetams, honestly. The racetams, along with the choline source, they've helped me more so with energy and motivation than probably anything else. And just even income itself, like I can objectively measure my income and say it was better with the racetams than without. And yeah, Farhad says, what is the best supplement for mood? I quit porn and FAP since 1 month, and now I really have bad mood. Man, isn't that funny? You quit, you start doing no FAP, or you quit no FAP. I don't know. The people start doing no FAP to improve the mood, and look, the opposite happened here. Best supplement for mood, stimulants by far. Unfortunately, that's what's so. The stronger the stimulant, though, the stronger the side effects. I've just talked about caffeine as well. Pre-workouts. I'm currently taking this pre-workout right here. It's called Preset. And you can see what the scoop looks like. This is like raspberry, strawberry kiwi, because the taste just makes it a little bit more exciting to take. I won't lie. And what I like about pre-workouts is they these brands, these supplement companies are very smart that they've really done a good job, most of them, to remove all the fillers, remove all the sugars, and now you're just looking at a pretty much like a pretty healthy product for the most part. If I look at this and just deconstruct it, we've got a good serving of caffeine. We've got L-theanine here as well. Resveratrol, which shows some promise in anti-aging as well as testosterone benefits. Beta-alanine. Beta-alanine's been proven to work well with people who are sleep deprived. It helps with cognition. Citrulline malate, I wouldn't necessarily say there's cognition benefits there, more so just in terms of achieving a good workout, physical energy, and getting pumps. So nothing there, but and then like black pepper extract that just helps with absorption of supplements. So in essence, guys, my dog is about to go crazy right now because my mom is picking him up. So don't mind the barks. Onyx, be quiet. Shh, shh. So check out a pre-workout. What it's going to do more so better than anything is it's going to make you want to work out, and that is naturally just going to lead you to have a focus that endures much longer than the workout. Like I find I'll take my pre-workout, I'll go exercise, and then I'm good for a good 4 or 5 hours. I'm getting a lot of solid, productive work done. I'm being efficient with it, and yeah, that really is helpful for me personally. But if you do shop for a pre-workout, there's something to be mindful of is in the serving size itself, you'll see how many grams it is per scoop, and like look for something which is like under 10 grams, because the pre-workouts which have more than 10 grams, they're more likely to have filler ingredients, dextrose, sugar, maltodextrin, artificial sweeteners. Hi, Mom. I'm just shooting a video, so I can't talk. But yeah, definitely check one out. I like this. I like Engine. I like C4. I don't like NO Explode that much. That's a big deal. Lion's Mane as well. This is something which a very commonly asked question is, how fast should I notice results with Lion's Mane? Me personally, I can see the difference in the first 1 or 2 servings because I found a good product. This is Lion's Mane extract, the 8-to-1 extract. This is from Nootropics Depot. You can just see. I mean, it doesn't taste that great. For whatever reason, though, I mean, I'm experiencing better results from the powder than the capsule form. I do not know why. And as well, Noopept, there's a lot of people surprisingly that have not tried Noopept. It's small container. I think this you can purchase for only 15, 20 bucks on Nootropics Depot. The problem with the powder is the serving sizes are like 5 to 10 milligrams. With the 5 to 10 milligram scale, dude, to measure that, it's a lot of work. You can't even use like a teaspoon, half a teaspoon. We're talking like not even 1/10 of a teaspoon. 5 to 10 milligrams is nothing. So if you buy the powder form, then just be sure to get a nice scale to go along with that. Farhad, hope that answered your question about brain fog, about bad mood. Stimulants are going to help you more so than anything. I wouldn't necessarily say to go out and purchase like adaptogens like ashwagandha, bacopa, rhodiola. All that's just going to help to fight fatigue. It's not naturally going to improve your mood that much. Oh, you're from Morocco. Okay, cool. I've actually traveled to Morocco, and I came back with some nice souvenirs, you can say. I actually bought a couple of, they were like, not like carpets, but like nice rugs. Michael Huang, I just wanted to ask for your advance. I'm a quantitative researcher. I've been on Ritalin my whole life and just got into nootropics. Which would you recommend for memory? And I apologize, Michael, I'm answering this comment 10 minutes probably after you had posted it. For memory, Bacopa, 100% Bacopa. I've actually got it right here. Bacopa MONNIEIRI. This is from Nootropics Depot. Check out the video I made on it. I actually checked it out. And with a lot of these nootropics, I make like multiple videos on them, so I apologize. That Bacopa video I shot, I probably wouldn't make another one because I did really cover it in depth. Because you can purchase it in the powder form. You can purchase it in different styles, different types. There's the Synapsa, which is very popular. This is the best nootropic for memory. I probably said that to myself 2 years ago, and my opinion on it has not changed whatsoever. Like, This is the kind of nootropic where you'll remember things that you haven't remembered in years. And people comment. I see these comments on my channel. It's like, wow, I brought back some childhood memories. That's a real thing. People aren't just BSing. It's very powerful. I'd recommend you take like 200 to 300 milligrams per dose, spaced across 2 to 3 times per day. And there's no excuse for you to miss a dose now that everyone's in quarantine, or at least we are here in Toronto. You know, people ask why nootropics aren't working. You're not consistent with it. So find a consistent way to take it. If it comes to like phone alarms, I'm typically taking mine these days morning, then 4 o'clock, then 8 o'clock. Keeps it nice and simple, keeps it consistent. Let me know how you like BACOPA, and be sure to check out that video though. Austin Smith, yeah, I think I've already replied to that comment. Motassim, have you tried SSRIs? Yep, I've been on various antidepressants until I came across Wellbutrin. I hope to say that I would never go back to antidepressants again. People do have good experiences with them, so just do what works best for you. I met somebody that they actually lost their sibling from cancer, and they admitted that an antidepressant actually helped them get back to normal. So can you believe that? Like, you're very depressed, you're crying, you're grieving because somebody died, and you use an antidepressant for a month, and you're just better off with things. So that just goes to show you that really do what works for you. And nootropics, unfortunately, it's a journey. I can't just give you a stack. You have to find what works for you. Although I'm pretty good at describing the effects that I feel and that other people are likely to feel. So you're welcome just to ask me, what should I expect from this nootropic, or what should I take based on whatever I'm experiencing, whether it's bad sleep, fatigue, even mood, right? Aham says, I had psychosis 7 months ago. I feel super slow now after being out on risperidone. I'm looking for something to speed up cognitive learning and memory. Aham, if you're still there, I hope you are. Then check out the video I made on Wellbutrin, because that was what I was. I mean, I was kind of in the same state as you. I don't know to what extent you had your psychosis for. I'd be curious to know if you're comfortable disclosing it. Did you have a bipolar episode? Were you manic? Did you end up in a a mental health ward? Because the severity of your psychosis is therefore just going to result in how bad your depression is and kind of where you're at now. But assuming you had a manic episode, that's just normal. Whatever you're experiencing, you're probably reading a lot more slower. Your speech is probably slower. Your recall is slower. You're probably just very fatigued, and you're spending a lot of your time sleeping. It's normal. Even though it's honestly very hard to see, like, it will pass, and just trust that, and just don't fight the process. It will happen. Just trust me on that. Fahad 2000, what stack would you recommend for somebody like me that wants mental clarity, memory, and most importantly, motivation? Mental clarity, memory, and most importantly, motivation. I've been not eating healthy, and recently I've been losing weight and improving. When you say losing weight, I'm not sure if you mean in a positive way. Are you losing good pounds, or are you already at your BMI you should be, and you're losing health in and you're losing weight in an unhealthy fashion? Memory, motivation, mental clarity, the racetams, but it will take a bit of time for you to find what racetam stack works best for you. If I was to stay, okay, and then you say, I plan to take nootropics more consistently rather than one-off. I tried modafinil a couple of times and definitely feel the focus, but motivation not that much. Yeah, I'm really glad you noticed that. A lot of people don't, because modafinil will really help with your focus, but if you're not motivated and you don't have a plan to begin with, then it's kind of not so good. So I'd recommend, get a planner. Just get one of these. I got one recently where it's just like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't always fill it in, but on days, and some sort of cheesy cover, I don't even know what it says. Say yes to more adventures. Okay, cool. Modafinil works when you already know your schedule of the day in advance, because modafinil is such that it will help you have the energy to go through with whatever tasks you need to do. Although you're not going to have insights like, I should be doing this. Your judgment is very impaired when you're on modafinil. Check out the racetams. Also, check out phenylpiracetam. If you haven't used it, then you should just experiment with it. This is phenylpiracetam. I like it in the powdered form because I can just more accurately weigh it, whether I want to take like 50 milligrams or 100 milligrams. I'm dosing phenylpiracetam a lot lower than most people. Most people are using like 150 to 200 milligrams, or they're spacing it and taking it in a few servings throughout the day. I'm not a believer of that. Just take it once per day, start off low, and it will really help with your motivation for sure. The other adaptogens I can't speak too highly about when it comes to motivation besides caffeine and Noopep. Noopep really did help me with motivation. You guys are funny. How stimulating is Wellbutrin? Does it stay stimulating or just at first? Good question. I wonder if I can do a screen share here, because I do want to just show you something really cool about Wellbutrin. Wellbutrin's such that the SR version, the short, the sustained release, I think it's the acronym is sustained released. You're gonna experience. No, sorry, it's not sustained release. It's the short-term one, let's put it that way, and the XL one is the extended release that lasts the whole day. The SR version, you are going to experience the stimulation, but in a very uncomfortable way. With the SR version, you're you'll get those heart palpitations, you'll feel very uncomfortable kind of in your own skin. Whereas the XL, it's somewhat stimulating, but not to the same extent. It's like the SR just kind of goes up and goes down like caffeine, whereas the XL, it's nice, like really, really subtle, really no crash. I took 300 milligrams XL this morning, and yeah, been on it for about 18, 19 months. You don't really feel stimulated. Your overall mood's a bit better. It's kind of hard to explain. I wouldn't say stimulated is the right word, just more, you could say like a healthy feel of energy, just like having a good meal, like a nice, like a slow digesting rich carbohydrate meal, like a bowl of oatmeal. Do you take them? Thanks from Switzerland. Cool. Switzerland, great. I'm just going to catch up. And does it stay stimulating Wellbutrin or just at first? I've noticed there's no tolerance you can build up to Wellbutrin. Pretty much is the same thing that I took before and had taken now. And I'm happy to say there's no withdrawals that you should be concerned about. Although I shot that video on Wellbutrin and said 7-year experience, I was not taking Wellbutrin every single day for 7 years. And I did make that clear in the video. I took it maybe across 3 different cycles. And what's so special about this from just as its use for an antidepressant is that is with Wellbutrin, you can get off of it without any withdrawals, without any fear of depression or anything. How does lion's mane compare to paracetam? Oh man, Andreas Love, they are completely different. Lion's mane is such that it's going to help you with your mood. It's going to just help you become more curious about things. It'll help you just relate to people better. Whereas paracetam is more like energy, motivation, focus. Energy, motivation, focus. A little bit of mood, but that primarily. Austin Smith, I'm just starting to learn about nootropics. Advice I'd give you, check out some books where you can just educate yourself like one by one on different nootropics. I've never made a book or any sort of blog. I enjoy these presentations. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a writer. There are some other good books out there, good ebooks you can find, free material where you'll find different nootropics. Just be mindful that different nootropics work for different people. Different age groups respond better to some supplements better than others. Like for example, if I was talking to somebody today, he's a chiropractor. He's older and he really likes CoQ10. Whereas CoQ10 for somebody like me and you, or I mean, assuming you're in your 20s or your 30s, it's not going to do much. Not even, like nothing even you'll observe of taking it the first time or even taking it after a few weeks. So if you're starting to learn about nootropics, just follow my channel. Feel free to ask me questions. Check out some other YouTubers, but I don't like that a lot of the other YouTubers, they're really just subjective and they only talk about nootropics that work for them. Whereas I'm trying to talk about nootropics that work well with most people and what you can expect from it. I'm not talking too highly about any particular nootropic that I have noticed results from, or if I am, then I'm mentioning that, and I'm not making any claims that this is going to do this. An example of that is like Alcar. acetyl-L-carnitine. I noticed nothing from it, but a lot of people speak very highly of it. Theoretically, it looks great to be able to more efficiently utilize fat as fuel and transport fat to the mitochondria. Sounds great, doesn't do much. That's been my experience. Guys, just keep on commenting. I'm really enjoying this. Jose, Luis, Rangel, good job hosting. I'm trying to just separate the questions from comments because everybody's so kind. And hey, guys, I'm really trying to grow this channel. Please do share this. If you're on Facebook, share this link, or if you know anyone that that may benefit somehow from this information. I'm really trying to get to 3,000 subs by Saturday. I'm almost there. We have like 30 more. The more subs I get, the more encouraged I am to make good material. I promise I won't get so busy to the point that I'm not responding to people. I'm really trying to really trying to make sure that I respond to everybody's comment. And I think I'm doing a good job of that. Or if, like, feel free to confront me if you say, Mike, I commented on this video, you didn't respond, because believe it or not, I really enjoy actually responding to some of the comments. People ask great questions. It's nice hearing about experiences, especially for me, like when I'm taking nootropics and I'm seeing results. I want to know if you're seeing the same results. I want to know if stuff's working, if stuff's not working. So do engage. And hey, guys, for the 22 of you that are watching, give me a thumbs up. It helps the YouTube algorithm. I'd appreciate it. I'm going to go over everyone's questions. Brandon Fike, do you take a multi? Yes, I do take a multi, and I feel that everybody should take a multi, especially if you're somewhat concerned that the foods you're eating are not covering your micronutrients and your minerals, your vitamins and minerals. Like, that's the goal. When it comes to food, get the most nutrition out of every calorie consumed. Although if you're filling your body with empty calories just meaning foods that aren't rich in nutrition, definitely take a multivitamin. It's more important if you're working out. If you're exercising, because I'm somebody that works out every single day, whether it's weightlifting or cardio, just that I love the mood. I love the mood improvements. I love what it does to me. And is for people that work out, definitely make sure you're on a good, stacked vitamin pill. Don't take those little gummies that are recommended for kids. Make sure it's got all your vitamin B, your vitamin D, your iron, your zinc, and then you can even go so far to find multivitamins that help with cognitive abilities. Like, there's one which I really like. I've talked about it on another video. It's called 8 Best Nootropics. And the multivitamin I'm on is called True Hope, because it's for people with any bad experiences with mental health. Like, I had a few cycles of depression. So make sure just to encompass and have the ingredients which will help me in that context. Like, it has it has some BCAAs, it has choline bitartrate, and yeah. Hope that's helpful. Orange Triad, I know they produce a really good multivitamin, and taking more pills isn't necessarily a bad thing. I have found that some of the really good multivitamins just have more pills. Like in a serving of the multivitamin, it'll say take 3 capsules, whereas in a basic multivitamin, it may just say take 1. And pretty common sense, but you get more from the one with more pills. So do I take a multi? Yes. Jose Luis Rangel, you just commented Noopept. I don't know if there's a question there, but yes, Noopept. What did it feel like taking testosterone? Question from Andrea Love. You're asking some great question, Andreas, I appreciate it. Feel free to ask me more. What it felt like, and I can't unfortunately talk about this on YouTube, the testosterone thing. It's just not within the rules. But testosterone, I mean, stronger than any nootropic. It was incredible because from the moment you take it, you're mentally alert, you're ambitious, your word recall seems better. It's almost like your brain has been given a few more batteries. And then benefits beyond that, your sleep is better. Like, I remember before testosterone, I was maybe like 7 or 8 hours of sleep, waking up, kind of groggy or just not necessarily energized like most people. Take testosterone, like, no exaggeration, maybe 6 hours of sleep, you wake up excited, like you're really ready just to kill it, like just do everything you're doing at a much more bigger scale. So that's what it felt like taking testosterone. But the issue with that was what goes up must come down. with testosterone is like my levels of testosterone, because we measured it. I was on the shots for every 2 weeks. It went up and it went down like really bad. And then the same thing happened. And then I just said, okay, no point taking this stuff. If all I'm going to be getting is ups and downs. And there's other concerns as well as, you know, I want to make sure like, you know, I don't have fertility issues in the future. What's your advice for nootropics for job interviews? Psh, rehearse. You know, like practice interviews. So what will make you practice is what is really the best nootropic out there. Although assuming that you're not practiced, take caffeine, take something which is going to elevate your mood, and just be conscious of your ego. For employers, they really don't like when you're coming across, you want to make sure you sound confident, but not overconfident that you have an ego. So be there, and and aniracetam could be good because your word recall is just on point with aniracetam. That's one of the reasons I like it so much. This is aniracetam, 750 milligrams. I use this for work all the time. I'm basically doing job interviews because I'm making presentations, and if people like me, they say yes, and if people don't like me, then they move on to one of my competitors. So where I like this is just my ability to present, to relate with people is a lot stronger. And I like it that way, and just helps me to be in state, connect with people, ask them questions, and everything they ask me is framed to be of their benefit. And why I will be a benefit to your organization is because of X, Y, Z, right? Alham Omri. Okay, there you go. I had a manic episode. My mom's bipolar and my Gram's schizophrenic. Yeah, I've been through that. I had a manic episode too. I can't talk too much about that here, as it's not that relatable for most people. Most people aren't like me and you. They haven't experienced a manic episode. If you want to talk more about it, then I don't know if you can shoot me a direct message on YouTube. On Patreon, you can, but it's $3 a month. I don't know if you have funds for that. But I want to talk to you more about that. Wellbutrin, be careful with it because it can make you go a little bit too up. So some people are comfortable prescribing it. Some people aren't. You may have to encourage your doc a little bit, like as if I did. Just be mindful and know that sleep is the regulator. Like when you're not sleeping well is a sign that a manic episode may be coming, and you want to just be a bit more conscious of everything and be very careful about sugar. There's so much to say about this. Check out some books. Honestly, there's a lot of information out there, thankfully. Once you have your first manic episode, relapse is more likely to happen, although at least you know what a manic episode is. Like the first time I had one, I didn't know anything about it, right? And it's just kind of like, you're kind of in shock, right? If I had 2,000, okay, yeah, thanks for answering that question. In a healthy way, losing weight. Good, okay, so that's a positive. And that's what's gonna happen with stimulants or stuff for ADHD. They're gonna kill your appetite, and they're gonna eliminate any cravings. Like cravings are the worst, which is one reason why I do try to get good sleep. Fallon's Fox, this person is always commenting saying amazing, like on all my on a lot of my videos anyway. Fallon Fox, show yourself. Jose Luis Rangel, does testosterone make you get big boners? Yeah, I mean, literally everything looks attractive. You'll want to bang anything that walks. There's everything you hear about testosterone, cartoons, movies, it's all true. Like road rage, that's a real thing. Like you just get mad in very unproductive ways. Excuse me, I'm just gonna grab some water. I catch up on comments. While I catch up on comments, guys, share my channel, share it on Facebook. I really appreciate it, and this is great. We got all this engagement here. This thing makes it so much easier to drink water. Mammoth mug. Funny story. I bought this. There was a guy at my gym, and he was carrying around one of these, or he carries around one of these, and he's in really good shape. So I said, all right, I'm gonna be like that guy. I want to get in good shape, so I'm gonna get a nice water bottle too. Yeah. Motassem, your thoughts on DHA? If you're talking about DHA as far as fish oil, I don't know. Do you mind just clarifying that? Because it's with, excuse me, it's with DHA. It's important, although I also believe EPA is important. EPA is important too. So I wouldn't just solely talk about DHA. It's more like DHA and EPA. So is with the fish oil that you're taking, this is really important. Just be careful with the fish oil you're taking. If the price is very low, then just be mindful of that. There's a lot of fish in fish. There's a lot of like extracted fish that come from polluted water bodies, and you're ingesting basically the extracts of that. So be careful of that, but go with a reputable brand. There's some YouTube videos on that. I've never discussed it in a video. I don't really think the audience really cares for that. So with DHA, I would say if you can, and if you can afford it, buy a product which will allow you to have like 2 to 3 grams of EPA and DHA per day. Not combined, like EPA plus DHA equals 3 grams. If you take that every single day, it'll really help you for your mood, especially for somebody with ups and downs. Zach Bettisworth, what was the best one? Didn't see it. Oh, I think you're talking about Nootropics. The one which I was going to talk about during this video was actually caffeine and L-theanine. Dude, this is a productivity booster. For those of you that haven't tried it, it's not the same as taking green tea. Caffeine and L-theanine is some very powerful stuff. Like these are, and look on Nootropics Depot. There's a reason why this is one of the best-selling products out there. Seriously, just try getting off of coffee. You can afford it because you're quarantined, so you can, you can afford it from a perspective of just, does it work with your schedule, right? And yeah, just a small pill here. I wouldn't take it now because it's 7:33 p.m. I'm very responsive to it. I don't have a high tolerance. Small pill, ingest it. I've covered it in my video, 8 Best Nootropics. But man, I mean, I can say good things about a lot of nootropics over here. Like I have the L-theanine powder here as well, but I prefer taking the capsule form because I don't have to weigh it. The reason why I have the powder here as well is because at times when I'm taking modafinil, which I use modafinil, I think 4 times this week because I was just enjoying it. I couldn't get off it. Those are times I was using a lot of L-theanine. I was taking probably about 200 milligrams of L-theanine 3 or 4 times per day because modafinil, it makes you so fast that you need to slow down and just be a bit calmer. You guys may look at me and say, okay, this guy has so much energy. He's probably on modafinil right now. No, I'm not. I'm just like, I'm naturally like this, but I do admittedly say a lot of that is just attributed to a great workout. I found workouts that work well for me, which is why I exercise every single day. And that's something you do have to work out again and again to find what's right. If you work out too much, your blood sugar could drop too much. You may not be eating enough. So find out what works for you that way. And the caffeine and L-theanine I speak so highly about because it just encourages me to go and have that workout in the first place. Have I heard of Tine? I don't think you spelled that right. So yeah. Oh yeah, Tyan. I don't know even how to pronounce it. Tyanapatine, Stavelon. I've heard of it. I've had the odd person mention it, but I don't know too much about it to discuss it. What's your experience with psilocybin and LSD microdosing? Obviously, there's going to be a question on that. Let's just see if anyone else has the same question, so I can be sure to go over that. My experiencing with microdose and LSD, I've tried psilocybin. I think that's how to pronounce it. Psilocybin, excuse me. It was very interesting. It's like the one thing which can stimulate you and still keep you relaxed. I didn't enjoy it because I foolishly took it on a work day. Although I took it 3 years ago when pretty much every day was a work day. I was working, Monday to Sunday, and I took it on a day, and I had to make phone calls after that, and I just didn't enjoy it. But and that was actually across 2 or 3 different times I tried it. I didn't notice anything or anything positive. I didn't have any life-changing epiphany. That being said, I'm not closed-minded to it. I'm looking forward to somehow take it in a very controlled environment, which is what's necessary. And as well, I had in my plans to somehow go to a meditation retreat this year, but due to COVID and the quarantine, it's just not practical now. But that'll be cool if a bunch of us, if you guys want to hit up like a meditation retreat, we all could connect there. That could be cool just to get a community going. With meditation, I did an hour a day in 2018, and it was a game changer. So I'm a believer in what Tony Robbins, that's Tony Robbins right there, says in one of his books, meditate for a year. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger said it. Meditate for 1 year and see the benefits throughout your whole life. That's what it is. Your thoughts on DHA? Okay, I'm just catching up with comment. DTF, okay, down to F, or what's the question there? What was the best one? Answer that. Where did you find testosterone in nootropic form? Nothing's really that effective. I've talked in my other video called 8 Best Nootropics. I've talked about Tribulus. That is somewhat effective for me, but most people not. Find out what works for you. The natural testosterone boosters, I wouldn't say that they don't work. They work if you're somebody that has low testosterone or like mid to low testosterone. Because I fit that category, I noticed the results. But when I had like mid to high levels of testosterone, the testosterone boosters did nothing. The most commonly purchased ingredient nootropic products for testosterone are D-aspartic acid, Tribulus, resveratrol, fenugreek as well, saw, palmetto, horny goatweed extract. Tribulus was the best for me. The other ones didn't do anything. Do you take bromantane? No, bromantane. I'm trying to remember. I think I tried it a couple of times. Bromantane. No. Oh, you know what? I did. I tried it before. I know people that use it and they speak highly of it, but it's something that you just use sometimes. And because of that, it's not even something that I talk about in the video, and I don't take like it for like a regular practice. Anti-anxiety, it could be a necessary tool because nootropics there's no magic nootropic. Maybe ashwagandha for anxiety. It depends if it's social anxiety. Are you thinking too much about the past? Are you thinking too much about the future? I don't necessarily think anxiety is a bad thing. There's a lot of good which comes out of anxiety sometimes. It makes you plan. It makes you work harder. It makes you more productive. It makes you want to refine your skills, right? Best tools to use to improve memory in terms of computer software, etc. Zach, I'm trying to understand. Do you mean when you're using computer software, like are you a programmer, or how do you mean? Because, yeah. Unhinged Toker, top 3 nootropics overall. For me right now, it's Oxy PRL 8/53, which I've never tried. I've just heard things about, and Noopept. That would depend if you were to ask me on the first time taking it. The first time as far as like my experience and like when I first tried taking nootropics and the effects that way, my mind was pretty blown with Noopept as well. Maybe not so much now because I've noticed the results of all of them. I can't make a top 3 list because it's just too hard. Right now, though, I'm really liking phenylpiracetam. I'm liking lion's mane a lot. I'm liking modafinil. Rhodiola, I really think this should go in everyone's top 5. I'm really excited to put out a video on rhodiola soon because it is, trust me, this is a nap in a pill. Like, who needs a break when you can just take some rhodiola? You still need your break. You need to recharge. Like me, I mean, I've been using 2 phones the whole day, and now I'm talking here as well, right? Like, my mouth just needs a break, and rhodiola is not going to do that. But guys, this is day in the life of Mike. Day in the life of Mike is literally double headset on, right? It's wireless, right? So they blink. Double headset on. I'm just talking to people, and I'm going through it really fast. Like, I'm double dialing on 2 different phones. I'm trying to talk to people. I'm getting as many contacts in, or just want to have a good call. Then I hang up the other phone, and I'm engaging, and I'm trying to connect with the person, and if it's necessary, help the client out by making the sale. So rhodiola really just helps me to fight fatigue. I like it a lot. Oxiracetam, yeah, I would put it. I mean, back when I first took it, I swore by it. I thought oxiracetam was the best thing because oxiracetam, unlike the other racetams, will energize you and make you feel alert. It's funny. You take oxiracetam and immediately, like, your priorities come top of mind. You're looking at the clock more, just trying to be productive. No other racetam gives you that effect besides phenylpiracetam, of course, which is stimulating. But with oxiracetam, I wish I knew this before. You do somewhat develop a tolerance on it, and I don't respond as well to oxiracetam as I used to. I was using it maybe 1 or 2 months straight and then maybe like a week off. So if you're noticing really good results from oxiracetam, don't make the mistake I did. Do cycle off of it, and you'll notice it's still working as well. Alpha GPC though as well. This was really quite profound when I first started taking it. Right. Best nootropics to take with Zoloft. I wouldn't worry too much about adaptogens. Noopept could help you because it will help you to focus. Caffeine as well. That's a tough one because of the interaction concerns. Best nootropics with Zoloft. Lion's Mane, check that out. You let me know how it goes. Belv, I've had trouble losing weight currently besides getting in 10 to 20,000 steps plus home workouts. Are you still on Belv? By the way, if you still are on Belv, then be sure to comment. I just want to make sure you're here. Oh man, I feel like I have all this wasted knowledge. I know so much about weight loss, but a lot of people the information may not appeal to. You're taking Clen and Yohimbine, but it doesn't seem to work. Big mistake. Don't get on Clen. Clenbuterol, I made a video on it. Clenbuterol is more so just to lose your last few pounds. There's no point. Like Clenbuterol is, I mean, it's for 2-week cycles. It depends how much weight you have to lose. If you're 96 kilos, I mean, we use pounds here in Canada. That's what, maybe what, like 215 pounds? Let me just see. Okay, who's good at math? 96 kilograms to pounds. Oh wow, it's 211 pounds. I was only 1 pound off. 96 kilograms, you probably, yeah, 22% body fat. What are your workouts like? I've actually put on Patreon, guys, if you want to support me, because I'm not making much from this channel and I have to pay off things like a camera. Follow me on Patreon. I'd really appreciate the support. I'm gonna comment it right now. It's only $3 a month. Who doesn't have $3 a month? If it's tough, then don't do it. But I posted some workout stuff over there. I posted my nootropic stack. So if you want to support me and you want some information, I'll, you know what? I don't even know if I'm allowed to post / the nootropic reviewer. Oops. Patreon.com / the nootropic reviewer. Follow me there. Anyway, I posted my workouts and I posted my nootropic stack, and I'll be sure to cover some stuff about calorie intake, as there's more of an audience for fitness, and it's important just to know your splits as far as how much healthy fat you should be taking. Should you be taking 30% of your calories from fats, 30% carbs, 40% protein? It really depends on what you're trying to achieve, whether it's weight loss, build muscle, stay in shape, or cognitive benefits. Bell, for now, just don't go too low on the calories, and Yohimbine is something only to be used to lose your stubborn body fat areas. Check out a book called The Stubborn Body Fat Solution, because you're going to need some tools to ensure that you can get past a weight loss plateau. I think where most people go wrong with trying to lose weight is you need to have it's long term, right? So don't just think of what I'm going to do now. What am I going to do in a week? What am I going to do when I hit a plateau? You're going to hit a plateau, and you need to know what to do when you hit the plateau. And that's where I think a lot of people just lack the knowledge. What are some other, Andres Love, I get great results from taking Adderall for productivity and mood, but I don't have a prescription. What are some other ways to increase dopamine? What do you have a prescription for? Modafinil is going to be powerful. L-tyrosine basically converts right to dopamine. I wouldn't necessarily say it's dopamine you just want to ensure you boost, because there's some funny things which happen with dopamine and serotonin. Like too much dopamine can lead to less serotonin. You're not going to be happy. So there's more to it than just boosting dopamine. But to answer you as far as what you can take that would be a substitute for Adderall, I made a video on this called How to Overcome Adderall Withdrawals. Check that out. You may find it helpful, but as long as you're on Adderall here and there occasionally, you're gonna feel bad on your days off because it's very strong. L-tyrosine is good. Strategic use of caffeine is good. Yohimbine is actually good. It can elicit a little bit of euphoria. And phenylparastime. I've talked about phenylparastime maybe 20-30 minutes before this. Taken in 100 milligrams, it's very powerful stuff. And they sell it in powder form and a scale. I like it in the powder form because I can dose it accurately, just to ensure that I'm dosing it as far as like where I want to. Because some days I only take 50 milligrams of phenylparastime. It's not a lot. What if you get anxiety from your coffee, Zach? Then you take a break. I still, to this day, I experience anxiety from caffeine. So what I do is I just make sure that that's the time when I'm not doing the most intense work I have to do. And I'm just going in a fashion where I can take a break, I can rejuvenate, and drink a lot of water during that time. And when you get the anxiety and the energy crash, take some L-tyrosine, give that a shot, and let me know how it goes as well. Sea salt may be a friend. Look that up. Carter, modafinil gave me a sharp pain in my heart. You probably dosed it too high. If you love the focus, but you had to stop, then say you're in a good position, just trying it at a smaller dose, see how it goes. I don't know how much you took. If you're still there, then you let me know how much you took. Yeah, Belv, if you're still there, hey, follow me on Patreon. I actually put my workouts there, and message me, because I'm really passionate. I get a lot of energy through helping people like lose weight, because I was there too. I grew up pretty much overweight until my late teens. And if you're on clenbuterol, just be careful. I don't know who your vendor is. Yohimbine I've used, and it's very powerful stuff. You have to know how you're using it. What if you get anxiety? Okay, guys, I think I'm almost out of questions, so I'm going to turn this off in a few minutes, or if there's any last questions, then you let me know. Callum Good, I like this. I'm surprised. Callum Good, if you're still there, I hope you are. I want to answer your question. With respect to ephedrine, oh man, I'm surprised there's like no questions on ephedrine whatsoever, and I'm glad about that, because YouTube actually doesn't like it being talked about. It's one of those nootropics. How to potentiate? I don't know what you mean by that, but with respect to ephedrine, I mean, I tried the proper ECA protocol, the ECA stack, which is, I think it's 24 milligrams times 3 doses with 200 milligrams caffeine each time. With ephedrine, man, this stuff is very strong. Like, you're able to focus. What I like about ephedrine from a nootropic perspective is that you're able to take it late at night, get the stimulation, but still be able to sleep. If I was to, example, pop like 100 milligrams of caffeine right now, it would really hurt my sleep. Whereas if I pop some ephedrine, like even 60 milligrams, I'd feel somewhat stimulated. I'd be able to focus, and I would still be able to sleep. So I like it for that purpose. Otherwise, what do I think about it? I really, really like it for appetite suppression. Man, there is, I mean, if you want to talk about safe nootropics to take for appetite suppression, ephedrine is, I mean, like nothing looks appealing. Desserts you won't even want to eat. I remember a time when, just for experimenting sake, because I'm into fasting, I'm into biohacking, I did keto. I did like keto maybe like 10 years ago, before a lot of people even knew about it. So I've experimented with different diets a lot, and I found that I tried I tried it when I was a bit heavier, but I tried a 500 calorie diet for just like 4 or 5 days to see how it was. And ephedrine honestly just made it so easy. Like nothing was appealing. I just pretty much ate, I think it was like tuna fish and egg whites, because they're very low calorie. Like, I mean, you can eat 10 egg whites and what is it, maybe 200 calories. So what I think about ephedrine, good for appetite suppression, pretty good for focus. Although I don't like that it does some strange things with your adrenals. It's unfortunate. There's not a lot of people talking about ephedrine. It's such that if you use it to lose weight and you lose it consistently, you're going to have a lot of water weight just left on you because of your raised cortisol levels. Your hormones are all out of whack, and that's why I don't use it anymore. There was a time when I used it to lose a lot of unwanted weight, and I ended up just having so much water weight. I didn't look good. I didn't look vascular. There wasn't a lot of like definition and separation. And ephedrine can actually hurt you when it comes to losing your last few pounds. When it comes to fat cells, there's alpha-1 receptors and alpha-2, and ephedrine is such that it doesn't hit those stubborn areas. It only hits the other areas. So you can actually say it prevents fat loss if you're somebody just trying to lose the last 5 pounds. So I do have it. Admittedly, it's somewhere in a drawer over there, because I mean, here and there, I just like taking stuff. I'll still take stuff every few years, even though I don't swear by it. And yeah, it does have some cool effects. What do I think of kratom? I bought some. Honestly, I was too scared to take it when I read about some people's experiences. I think I took it once. I felt a little bit of anti-anxiety. I felt more energy, and then I never really touched it. And then I think it came to the point where it was expired, or I just didn't take it, and I threw it out. Jack Owen, yes, to answer your question, there are issues with tolerance. When I'm taking phenylparacetam are days when I have my longer workouts. Saturday, because it's just a half work day, I enjoy having like a big workout. I'll put legs there. I'll maybe put a run, and I'll put some of the exercises which I hate, like lunges. Man, I absolutely hate them. Those are times when I use phenylparacetam. So it's not every day, more so days when I either have a big workout, I know I'm going to be doing a lot of physical activity, like even traveling or walking around, making presentations, and that's the time to take it. If you're sleep deprived, I really do like it actually more than modafinil these days. When you're sleep deprived, then different nootropics more so appeal to you. And phenylprostine, I found, just will eliminate the yawns, eliminate the tiredness, and the mood, like the decreased mood. I mean, when it comes to sleep deprivation, not getting enough sleep, your mood is just really bad overall. You feel more hungry. You're more likely to indulge in sweets like high sugar foods or high fatty foods. Phenylprostine just gets rid of all that. So that's the case where I like it. Over the past week, I've probably taken it. I think I took some yesterday, probably 3 times. So I'm using it more so than usual. And even over the past few months, I've pretty much taken it every week. Some weeks only once or twice. I would never go like more than 3 or 4 days consistently, or if I did, then it would be a small dose, like 40, 50 milligrams. I'm maybe different than most people. I'm very sensitive to it. So when I'm taking phenylprostine, like I will almost never go over a dose of 120 milligrams. Otherwise, evening comes and I just want to go for a run. I've got too much physical energy. Guys, this is great. I'm really enjoying the engagement and connecting with all of you, because what so is it's like, man, it's already been an hour. I didn't know how much I would enjoy this. This is only my 3rd live stream I've made, and I'm probably not going to publish this on YouTube. So just feel free to ask your questions now. And I hopefully I have a new video coming up tomorrow. Yesterday, I released a video on 3 nootropic supplements that can help you with coronavirus and just in essence, change your immune system for the better. Let me know how you like that video. There's not a lot of comments on it, so I'd appreciate your feedback. And there's something to learn. If it's with respect to coronavirus, maybe not. But as far as other sicknesses and overall health, you may learn a thing or two. So I'd recommend you check that out. Lip Planned Parenthood comments gay. Thanks for your contribution. I don't know if you have a question afterwards, but thanks for tuning in any case. Fallon's Fox continues to comment Amazon. I don't know what the significance of that is. Not taking cleanse, but tried it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, if you hop on Patreon, then I'm looking forward to seeing you there. I've only got maybe 3 or 4 people on Patreon right now. So guys, the more support, the better. I really appreciate it. There's not a lot of ways to make this channel like profitable, and I always have to keep mindful of like my work I'm doing now. Selling homes pays very, very high per hour. Like as an agent selling homes in Toronto. So I do admit I sacrifice a lot of time to spend with this channel because it's just a hobby. I really enjoy it. So having some income from it, yeah, it'd be pretty nice, right? Tyler Carter average dose was 100 milligrams. Yeah, okay. Pain would come after a few days of sustained use. Then don't use it every day. With modafinil, I'm more so taking it like sometimes every other day, but very unlikely will I take it 2 days straight unless my sleep is just off to the point like I sleep too late one day. The next day, unfortunately, I have to sleep late again and don't get my sleep in. That, those are the occasions when you want to use modafinil maybe twice, right? Callum Good from Canada. You're from Canada. Cool. Whereabouts in Canada? Because for us, ephedrine, we can just buy at the store. I know in the States, it's a little bit different. It's not just sold, in stores, right? So I've never tried it with the aspirin either. When I tried the ECA stack, I mean, it's smooth. Ephedrine's smooth. I didn't really feel any jitters or anxiety. It was just like the water weight, the bloating, that was just kind of out of whack, right? What are your thoughts on MindLab Pro Stack? MindLab Pro Stack. I remember looking at it before. I'm just going to pull it up really quickly. MindLab Stack. Because that seems to be, along with Qualia, which I'm going to make a video on soon, this seems to be one of the better nootropics. Oh, you know what? I have reviewed this because a bunch of people just asked me about it. MindLab Pro, good. I mean, it's a great product. It has your choline. It has your L-tyrosine, your B vitamins. It has rhodiola, phosphatidylserine. Phosphatidylserine is similar to ashwagandha. It's going to help you lower your cortisol levels. I've never made a video on that. L-theanine, rhodiola. I mean, like the ingredients of this product look absolutely fantastic, although the dosages I'm not so sure about. When it comes to MindLab Pro and Qualia as well, it's really just cost. If you can afford it, then go ahead and buy it. It's a lot more convenient than like being like me and just taking a bunch of powders and weighing them. Admittedly, I actually enjoy taking the powders because I can just be mindful of how much I'm taking, and I've found that it works better for me in terms of knowing what works, right? You know what? I can't actually find the ingredients of MindLab Pro and the proper ingredients. Okay, there we go. Okay, 250 milligrams of choline. Guys, so for those of you who hopped on, I'm reviewing this product, MindLab Pro, for one of the commenters here. So 11 research-backed ingredients, acetylcholine, great, phosphatidylserine, it's okay. It's more useful when you're sleep deprived. BACOPA, 150 milligrams, it's a little bit low dose, can go up to 200 or 300 milligrams. Organic lion's mane mushroom, great, but it's not the 8-to-1 extract, which is here. Guys, should I make a nootropic? I'm wondering if it will sell well, if I make some sort of supplement. I wouldn't even know where to start. Although the more I see products out there, like MindLab Pro and Qualia and their prices and some of the ingredients, like the more I see other products, the more it's just like common sense. Like, Mike, just make a nootropic. If it sells good, if not, then at least you have something like for yourself, right? Pineback L-TYROSINE, 175 milligrams as N-acetyl-L-tyrosine. It's too low. The reason they put this L-tyrosine there is just to trick you, to help you see that you're noticing something, because immediately when you take L-tyrosine, you feel a little bit more alert. So this is more so just to sell the product, but nootropic benefits, 175 milligrams is next to nothing. L-theanine, 100 milligrams. Yeah, okay, that's good. Guys, I'm still reviewing MindLab Pro, vitamin B, B12, B6, B9. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, overall, it's a good product. They could have. Okay, Rhodiola Rosea is only 50 milligrams. Far too low. This is Rhodiola Rosea, the one I'm taking. This is 250 milligrams per serving. They're putting only 50 milligrams per serving. So I don't like that, because I love Rhodiola. They have it in Qualia Mind as well. Qualia Mind, I think they have 300 milligrams of Rhodiola. So it's just a lot better. Okay, I'm just going to wrap up with all these comments now. Yeah, Farhad, I'm glad you said that. I mean, overall, it's a good product. There's not many products better than MindLab Pro that I can think of off the top of my head, besides Qualia Mind. What are your thoughts on that? Can you quickly go over the different types of racetams and which require cycling? Yes, I'm going to write them actually here, because I want to make sure you have them. Piracetam, aniracetam, oxiracetam, and pramiracetam. And then I'm just going to put phenylpiracetam. I hope you can see that last comment there. So in the last comment at the very bottom, I just listed the different types of racetams, which phenylpiracetam has its own category, because you're not to take that every single day. Like, don't even consider it. This is aniracetam. So, okay, why don't I just go through them quickly for you, one by one. Piracetam is the foundation. You won't notice much unless you're a student. It did actually help me with my grades. It works well just, again, as the foundation. So when you have your piracetam, add your aniracetam, add your oxiracetam, add your pramiracetam, everything will become more effective. When I remove piracetam from that stack, I have brain fog and my mood's not as strong. That's piracetam. What it's going to do: energy, motivation, and focus. Energy, motivation, and focus. Nothing too significant. It takes time. Take it for about 3 weeks consistently with a choline source like alpha GPC. Aniracetam, similar to piracetam, it will help you with energy, but more so with word recall and a little bit more with memory. Word recall, long-term memory, short-term memory, your ability to retain information, and specifically like a social context. For me, I'm having conversations pretty much all day, and this just in essence helps to be have more interest in people, have my word recall be more like on point, if you know what I mean. So this is kind of like the social, the /anxiety racetam. Oxiracetam fits that category, more so focus. With oxiracetam, you won't notice you have like a higher level of thinking. You won't really be more creative, but you're going to feel more alert. You're going to feel more focused, more of like that new pep type of feel. That one is the one out of these four, it's more necessary to just to take some time cycling off. The other piracetam, aniracetam, and pramiracetam, you could take them for a long time, even like 5 weeks straight, followed by like a 1 week break. That's good enough. Whereas oxiracetam, something like 3 weeks on, 1 week off. And then pramiracetam, it's really funny with respect to pramiracetam. I made a video on pramiracetam, like entitled something like "Pramiracetam will make you like a work addict," and the feedback was really, really strong and really similar to my thoughts. A lot of people say like I'm able to do way more work with pramiracetam. Pramiracetam is the nootropic, which is good for repetitious boredom, like repetitive tasks to do them over and over again. It is so easy under primoracetine to be consistent and just be in flow. And just, even if it's boring, you can keep going ahead with it. So primoracetine is really worth checking out. You'll notice results on it for sure. Like all your thoughts are just lower and you can just focus on the task in front of you. And then phenylpiracetam, because I haven't talked about it. I really don't like that phenylpiracetam has racetam as part of its name, because phenylpiracetam is nothing like the other racetams. Phenylpiracetam is like, you take it, you don't even take it every day, right? You build a tolerance to it very quickly. This fits more of that class of like emergency nootropics like modafinil or even like Adderall. You don't take it consistently. You only take it when you need it. With phenylpiracetam, energy, motivation, focus, much more better mood. And be mindful of your dose. Start off very small to assess tolerance. If you do take it, even 50 milligrams is good, right? Hope that's helpful. So with phenylpiracetam, a few times a week, I wouldn't recommend you take it even 2 days in a row. Motas, oh man, I love some of these comments because they're so believable. And yeah, what you guys are experiencing is a lot like me, which just supports me to know that what I'm talking about is true in a lot of these videos. The Masked Raccoon, I'm on modafinil right now, feeling more awake, focused, and confident. A little more anxiety though, which is good. You're noticing the results from modafinil because that is what you feel. The anxiety is interesting. It's like an interesting anxiety where you're anxious because you don't feel like yourself, right? So that's why I don't take it every day, but I do take it sometimes strategically because it can change your perspective on things, right? Mike Andreas Love, you're asking such good questions. I really appreciate them. Have you ever tried a pea? I don't know what pea is. If you just comment right now, then I'll see it. So I'll scroll to the bottom. Then you asked another question. What's the longest time you fasted? I've never fasted for more than a day, maybe like a day and a half. And yeah, I mean, I've never done a dry fast. It's always a water fast. And I just did it on days like after I binge eat. Like I binge eat. Sometimes I had a bad binge eating issue. So I'm guilty of being that person that just eats a lot, puts on a few pounds, and then just fast the next day, right? But now I'm really happy. If you guys look at my videos over the past 2 years, looks like my weight's been pretty consistent. But before, yeah, I was pretty bad. I was pretty, I was bigger for sure. Tyler Carter, I ordered Lion's Mane recently. I hope you order the 8-to-1 mushroom extract because that is the best one. I got Mind Lab Pro. It's really fantastic, Farhad. Yep, I believe you 100%. Gotcha. Do you think it's dangerous to take multiple supplements that increase blood flow? Yeah, ginkgo biloba, I mean, it's shown in the studies, but it doesn't do it too significantly. Ginkgo is just talked about because it's been around forever. It's very known, although it's not as effective as some of the other things. No, I wouldn't be concerned about it. Noopep is, I don't really agree on Unhinged Toker, although I appreciate your comment about Noopep is, there's no tolerance. No, with Noopept, I noticed the alertness feel instantly upon my first dose. And I noticed the more I took Noopept consistently, the less I felt alert. So I would say with Noopept, it's a good idea to go and cycle it. Motassim says, Nalt for me, Nalt doesn't work like the regular L-tyrosine. Thank you so much. Thank you. Because I've been saying this to people like Nalt. And guys, if I'm talking about L-tyrosine versus N-acetyl-L-tyrosine. N-acetyl-L-tyrosine is just an overhyped L-tyrosine. It lasts for less time. There's no pros over L-tyrosine. Guys, we hit 30 viewers. Nobody leave. I've been trying to hit this 30 viewer mark. Be sure to share this video or share the stream. Share it on Facebook, guys. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to hit 3,000 subs. The more subs, the better content I give you all, I promise. And guys, no matter how big this channel gets, I'm really, really going to do my best to respond to every single comment. I enjoy the comments. I really enjoy the engagement. I love hearing success stories. I want to share like a really nice success story. Somebody recently said, and I'm pretty sure they don't mind me disclosing, that like they went on Wellbutrin and they pretty much got their life back. The person lost his wife. He said he was crying for 7 years straight, grieving. And he took Wellbutrin. He says he's starting to get his life back. And man, like comments like that, man, it gives you so much energy because I've been through that. And a lot of people, we all have ups and downs. So I don't get a lot of comments. I don't get a lot of engagement when you just look at the proportion of comments to views. But I really appreciate the comments because I understand that it's nootropics. Not everybody wants to talk about it. Keep in mind, guys, this is a judgment-free zone. When you comment here, it's not like other people can see your comments anyway, or the likelihood of that is like very, very small. You can't really go on somebody's YouTube channel and see where they've commented. This isn't like Reddit, if you know what I mean. New Pep, yeah, we just answered that. Alfonso, you gotta translate your message to English because you posted in Spanish. And I mean, I've read some Duolingo, but I would not call myself. See if I can translate this for you. Gracias por tu professionalism. Okay, I think he gets what he's trying to say. I think it's just a compliment. I don't know if it's a question there. It says, congratulations, thanks for your professionalism and sincerity. You are a very reliable guide for me on this explanation. A warm hug. Wow, a warm hug to you back. I'm glad you discovered my channel. I don't know if a lot of videos are being translated to Spanish, but that's great. Jose, what's better, Adderall or modafinil? Modafinil, Adderall is more effective for productivity and focus, but I mean, the stuff is only to be taken if you're prescribed it, right? And people are not being safe and they're abusing it, and then they're experiencing withdrawals and wondering, how do I stop experiencing this withdrawals? Serves you right for being so risky in the first place. Love is the answer. I really like L-theanine, but only when I'm taking caffeine or I'm taking stimulants. If I'm taking L-theanine otherwise, then what so is I'm just relaxed, like too relaxed, too comfortable. I mean, like I could go like have a few days of just taking have a few servings in L-theanine, and if I dose it too high, I mean, it's like my ambition gone, right? So if you're taking it with caffeine, then it's good because what so is it'll eliminate the anxiety, all the jitters, all the bad side effects, right? What do I think of L-theanine? Yeah. Alhami Omri, how are you so knowledgeable and articulate? Work hard. Work hard and have a small like social circle. Don't be afraid to do things like make bold moves, like get rid of all your friends, or just, you know what I mean? Just change up your environment, right? Look at your life from like zone out for a bit. Look at your life. Where do you want to be in 5 years? What's going to take you there? Two things. A lot of your success is pretty much just predicted by the people you surround yourself with and the books you read, or books, or maybe YouTube, right? Modafinil seems to decrease my creativity. Yes, which I mentioned that modafinil is going to do that, unfortunately. So modafinil is something to take when you already know your schedule. So plan your schedule for the next day, what you need to do. And once you have that, then you take modafinil the next day because you already know what tasks you're engaged in. You'll focus better, you'll have more energy, you'll be more alert. But if you're expecting to take modafinil and have some wonderful insights about your work, it's not going to happen because it's stimulating. You need to sort of be unstimulated to have those like brain waves that allow you to be creative. So L-theanine could be good. BACOPA could be good as well. And ashwagandha, it'll lower your stress levels. You'll be able to become more creative, and then do some, definitely do some meditation if you haven't already. Somebody asked me, do I still take T3? Yes, I take T3 every single day, Cytomel 50 micrograms per day. Paracetam seems to worsen my OCD. Are you taking choline bitartrate, someone? I don't know if you are. Alham, thanks. I'll be sure to check out that comment. Gotcha, Azteca. For L-tyrosine, do you need more than 1 gram to get a nootropic-like effect? Did you experience anything when you took the L-tyrosine? Because it's a good dose, 500 milligrams to 750 milligrams. You should notice something from it. From L-tyrosine, it's such that you don't necessarily need 1 gram. If you're using it for a pre-workout purpose, then you're better off with a higher dose, like 1 gram to 1.5 grams, as it'll work synergistically with caffeine to ensure you have like better energy, better power output, better aerobic capacity, in essence, do more cardio. For you, I'd say, what time are you taking L-tyrosine in the day? It makes a big difference if you're taking it with a meal, without a meal. You will get the best results from L-tyrosine taking it far after your last meal. So the longer you're fasted, the more likely it is you'll see the results from L-tyrosine. Alfonso Pineda. Thanks, Jose. You're probably handsome too, but I can't see you in your picture. Thanks for the compliment. Alfonso, modafinil, paracetam, BACOPA, paracetam, B complex, spirulina, alpha GPC, bromontane, and creatine. Great. Yeah, nice little top 10 over there. Dia says true environment is very predictive of success. And yeah, Tyler, I don't know if I will publish this video. There's stuff that probably YouTube may not approve of, unfortunately, just based on the comments. I'm trying to answer everyone. So if anything, if you're comfortable paying $3 a month, then follow me on Patreon because I will post it over there. I don't think I'm going to post it over here on YouTube, though. I apologize. Any nootropics for creativity? I think you already asked that and I answered it. What are the best natural nootropics in your opinion? I don't know how you define that. Like, nootropics is so subjective and so is the word natural these days. If you want to talk about just herbs, which you can notice a difference from, rhodiola, very powerful stuff. I like BACOPA as well. These are herbs, right? Herbs extracted from plants. And then ashwagandha. You'll likely see results from all three. It may take a bit of time. For me personally, of the three, I noticed rhodiola the most. Rhodiola is something I noticed instantly when I took it. It didn't really take any time. Okay, guys, I'm gonna hop off this. I really hope you enjoyed this. Guys, be sure to tune into my video. I'm trying to post videos consistently Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Be sure to share my content with anyone. The more subscribers we get, the more committed I am to produce really great content. And I'm going to do my best to ensure that I respond to every single comment out there. Feel free to confront me if you notice I'm not responding. Like, Mike, how come you haven't responded? But I'm going to go over all the comments, make sure that I'm educating your nootropic journey, and I'll look forward to seeing you all next time.